You've championed this cause for a pretty long time. Why?
Well, look, it's such an obvious one. I mean, if we can't agree on regulating marijuana versus banning it, I don't know what we can agree on as a state and as a country. I mean, here you have something, and it's not something I use, but of course I know people who do, and they're responsible adults. And I know responsible adults who drink. I know responsible adults who smoke occasionally. Look, these are decisions that people get to make in life, you know, and to somehow say that just because you happen to choose to use marijuana, you're some kind of criminal, is not only offensive, but it's really counterproductive as a society in terms of shifting money away from businesses to cartels, having police waste their time on something of no public safety consequence, and putting good people potentially in jail and in court.
Sure. You mentioned you don't personally consume, but how has marijuana, either recreational or medical, played a role in your personal life?
Well, look, I certainly have. I have a now passed away great uncle who died of cancer. And in his dying year, he used medical cannabis to manage the pain very effectively. I know other people who have used it throughout difficult periods of their life. I think it's been a boom to Colorado. It's been a boom economically, certainly personally. You know, friends I have that use it don't have to live in constant fear of the law, and it's helped create economic development in a lot of communities in Colorado.
In terms of your voters, how often do you hear from your constituents on this issue?
Well, again, people are generally happy with the direction of Amendment 64. It's not without its municipal zoning issues and permission issues that are very local debates that occur in cities and counties across the district I represent. But by and large, I think people are pretty happy with the direction Colorado's taken. And even those who initially opposed it, many of them are being won over by the new policy.
And what about the business side of that? What do you hear from businesses here in your state and elsewhere?
Marijuana businesses?
Yes.
Or yeah, well, I'd say their biggest concern, there's two big ones. Banking services, and many of them have found workarounds, but a lot of them still deal in large quantities of cash. They're looking at new technologies. I learned about some the other day that use the blockchain that might be able to get around the normal banking system. But fundamentally, we ought to remove that threat from banks that want to bank the legal industry in our state and other states. And secondly, I hear from them about the tax deductibility issue with regards to the IRS. And that's a very important one as well, because what it does is it prevents us from completely driving out the underground market, because it adds to the price factor on the legal regulated market. So we need to allow them to have the benefits of scale, of legality, of tax deductions that every other business can take, so that they can beat out the underground market and drive the underground market out of our state.